Hello?
Mr. Dawson.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Joe Gonzalez.
Did you get my email?
Which one, sir?
Well, there was one Friday, but you were at an all-day conference, and there was one I sent last night.
I'd have to get it. I haven't been in a couple of meetings this morning and now changing a couple of things with our DFIPs. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, I think you would be privy to what's going on, sir, right, by now?
I think, does it have to do with the trespass warning?
It sure does, and I'd like to know on what grounds she is issuing me a trespass warning on. I have an appointment at 1 o'clock, and I was told to make sure that I get clarity of that.
You say that again?
I said I have an appointment at 1 o'clock, and I was told to call and talk to you to get the clarity of what grounds she is giving me the ATW on.
Well, when you say clarity on what grounds she feels like that you are continuing to call up there with things that seem to be frivolous as far as the safety plan. We were trying to work with you on that, and it just seemed like you were in a hurry to get that done.
From what I understand, sir, and I got an email at 7:30 that morning that Dr. Salinas said that Rosa would be taken off. At 8:40, I got an email and a phone call from Rosie stating she was still on it. For my recorded audio, when I talked to Mrs. Cooper and also left a message for Mrs. Cooper, I simply said, look, I don't know why she's still on it, but there's a miscommunication. Can we make sure that she's off of it? And I also have an email that I sent to Dr. Salinas that was very cordial. As a matter of fact, just got through printing it out and reviewing it, saying, look, I know this has got to be a miscommunication, but can we make sure that Rosie's taken off? And can you please email me letting me know that she was taken off? That's all that it went to. I believe that you talked to Lisa and you told Lisa, just send us an email. That's what I did. The next point of communication was when Rosie, my child, called me and was upset that she was still on the plan and still not being treated differently, sir. That's when I called Miss Cooper. No time before that. Then we got served that letter. Okay, I believe, and this is just my opinion, that Dr. Salinas strong-armed because she didn't want to deal with me no more. Under your own local policy, legal and local, there is nothing I did that constitutes her doing an ATW. Regardless. I have the right, if my child calls me upset, to say, okay, I'll call back to the school and see what's going on, Rosie. That's what I did. And I also followed it up because Dr. Salinas was in a meeting. Now, I respect that. I followed it up with an email saying, Dr. Salinas, da-da-da-da-da. And it was very cordial. It was very polite. And I have a copy of that email, sir. So there was nothing out of line. And to her statement of mass emails, this is what policy said out of TEA. There's nothing against the law for sending emails. Nothing. And this is what the DA's office said about me hanging up. There's nothing against the law about you hanging up. You don't have to say goodbye. If you call me, you state your business, you hang up, there's nothing illegal about that. As far as being rude, sir, that's an interpretation and a perception, sir. I am who I am. I'm direct, I'm bold, that's the way I am at home, that's the way I am when I conduct my business, that's the way I am. You don't have to second guess me. And that's not illegal, too, from what the DA's office said Friday.
I don't think I've ever tried to second guess you.
No, you don't have to. And I am that person. I am that type of person, period.
But I think that here's what I understand, is that you're I guess that from my perspective, there's a inability for us to try to work on certain issues, and you demand that we call you back at a certain time when we're trying to resolve an issue, or we might have other issues that we got to get resolved, not just yours.
Joe, or Mr. Gonzalez, let me be very, very bold on that one. On Friday, I called one time. I then sent a follow-up email with Dr. Salinas. I waited 45 minutes. I called back. I left a message for Mrs. Cooper. And the reason why I did that is because we called the superintendent's office to get clarity. This is exactly what Rose told us. Dr. Salinas had called Rose and said, look, from now on, all calls from Mr. Dawson need to be redirected to me. I need to handle them. That's why I called back.
know I will.
Yes, and quite frankly, sir, and this is just so I have it clear, I am not going to be strong-armed this year. I am not. It is, and also in the letter that we got, and this is where we're having to look into actions. Dr. Salinas has decided she was going to limit Lisa Marie's ability to talk to the teachers, that the only person she could talk to is Dr. Salinas. So that's way out of line. And I can support that with your own local and with state and federal laws. As far as you issuing an ATW, it's on behalf of me to show that it was strong-armed, and I believe I can do that. But you said you're going to look into it, so I'll wait for your response on that.
Well, if I feel like we need to change it, then we'll change it. If somebody else tells us we got to change it, we will. Let me look into it, and you might not hear it. Once again, let me review what we got going on. If there's anything that we change, then I will contact you, or someone will be in contact with you, sir.
Okay, and I did request that ATW be certified to me, and I still stand on that.
Okay.
Okay, and I had called the police department, Judson Police Department, on that. So I'm going to, since you're the director of student services, so there's a formality to it, I'm requesting that be certified to me. Furthermore, I did find out by the local police department that if I do not want Judson ISD police on my property because they have no jurisdiction in the common grounds, I do not want them on, and I'm notifying you of that. If anything needs to be served to me, it can go through a constable or SAPD, okay?
So, did you talk to the chief of police about
The
that?
chief of police is not present today. She's not in. I'm letting you know, and you can let those others that need to know. You work for the district, and you're part of the executive council.
I will talk.
As far as I'm understanding, in the next couple of 2 or 3 days, I'll be represented and won't be allowed to talk to you, sir.
Okay.
I believe you guys are actually going to be getting a demand letter. All right?
All right.
Thank you.